Bepro Price is on the verge of doing something big along with the stock market and Bitcoin/crypto. And here is what's happening on Bitcoin specifically. So I want to let you know this is a Bepro video. We're going to go to Bepro Price. I'm going to show you how what I'm about to say interacts and how to interpret that on the Bepro chart and specific levels to look at. But what's really happening as a lead indicator for Bepro is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, so you might want to put these on your chart, on your Bitcoin chart as well. Up top, so you essentially have like a diamond of things going on. The daily 89 is upper target resistance, but it's floating down towards this origin line. Historically, if the daily 89 gets here and squeezes price below this origin line, it's gonna drop fast. And that would align with the stock market reversing from here, which it's exactly at its reversal point. I mean, as of today through next week, it's got to make up its mind whether it's going to keep charging up or reverse. Okay, and so will crypto, and so will Bepro. And using Bitcoin, using these tools, daily 89, try to draw the origin line. Pause in my Bitcoin videos, draw that in there. The weekly 10 and daily 10 as support. So essentially, you have a range. You have origin line and weekly 10 in the middle. This is what's going to shove price down on all of crypto if it gets here and price can't get above the purple line. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be nasty red candles, right? And here's your support. So if it starts breaking below the daily 10 before this gets even close, right? Before price even touches, it's over. Like, this ain't going to happen if price uses this back as resistance again. And Bepro price is getting ready to go down. So let me show you what that means on the Bepro price chart. Let's get it. I got a lot of people giving me shit online about, you didn't even cover Bepro. What is wrong with you? You started off as the Bepro channel. You're right. I need to cover it more. So, all right. But it's also been in the same damn zone that we've been looking at for quite some time. There's not a lot to do here. So, 60 days in the same little area. But you have the same three EMAs in play. Let me clean up this chart just a wee bit. All right, here we go. So you have your next horizontal resistance. Okay. The first thing I would put on my chart is horizontal resistance from 0.0026 at the top, and here 00225. And Bepro price, if it spikes up, it might use the bottom as resistance and pull back. It could use the middle as resistance and pull back. It could get to the top and pull back only to the bottom. I'm not for sure how it's going to interact, but it's going to interact on its charge up, most likely with this level. I don't see it getting stopped by these wicks up here. Because this is going to be a momentous move up, and Bepro, once it gets going, kind of like Veracity sometimes, it really moves up. So I would see it flying at least to this level and potentially straight up to 0.006 if Bitcoin makes its next leg up on this momentous move, whichever way it goes. If it goes up to 20, it's going to go beyond 25K. If it goes up, it's going to go a lot higher. Save a fake out. Fake out could happen. But anyway, if Bitcoin does charge up and gets continuation to the upside along with the stock market, these are the levels, upper resistance for Bepro. But what's happening from the mechanics, price mechanics, almost like swing mechanics of a golf swing or baseball swing or whatever, mechanically what's happening is the same three EMAs in play, and that they're in the same posturing. The support, okay, current support, immediate support is the daily 10, which is the white EMA, and I'm using the MTF EMA indicator made by FX Fossa. Once you just literally type in MTF space EMA, look for the one that's FX Fossa, and hit a star so it pulls up automatically when you hit indicators on your chart, just like it is on mine. And put on the daily 10, and this is the weekly 10 here. And again, I'm on the 1 hour chart looking at these big EMAs, right? So I got the weekly 10 red, daily 10 white, and daily 89. And the daily 89 is your bear. So I can't stress this enough. Bear market rallies interact with the daily 89 across literally all assets. Doesn't matter if it's friggin' Apple or the index of SPX, which it's 4% above its daily 89 right now. It just blasted above it. Or the price of black market testicles or Bepro. Doesn't matter. It's your bear market target. There are three general ways it interacts: rejection, failure pattern, or double or triple bounce on top and then goes back down. So it's very important to have these three things on your chart. But on Bepro is structured similarly to Bitcoin on an EMA standpoint because the weekly 10's in the middle. So you have a clear range. Daily 10 is support, immediate resistance is the 89, daily 89, and in the middle of the zone is the weekly 10. Very, very, very simple stuff. So if Bepro price gets above the weekly 10, where do you think it's going? it's going to wick above this horizontal resistance here, and it's going to hit the daily 89, which will then be very, very close to it. It will go above this line just a little bit. It'll probably bump its head, pull back, and then maybe go up. But it's going to go, so it's going to go to like 0.00165. I'm not saying that's resistance. I would expect some type of pullback, but it could only be 2 hours before then it keeps busting up, right? And then you always have the chance that it just flies above it, but I don't know. But it's going to interact with this in some way and hang out for just a hot minute. It could be a hot week, but anyway, and I would assume that Bepro won't get stuck here as Bitcoin keeps charging up to 30K. I don't see that happening. So this is all that's playing. Your upper target I already gave you at the beginning, and your breakdown points is your support level, your daily 10. Sure, zooming in here, it just broke. Let me go to like the 5-minute chart using the same exact EMAs. Yeah, it just broke below it, and all it did was it touched support, a horizontal support, and what did it do? It got straight back above what? The support, the EMA support, the daily 10. These are the things. And so this, if you want this horizontal support on there, it's 0.00134. 001344. That and I did not put this line here just because the wick's there. This was already here. So this is a real line. Look how buyers stepped in exactly there. Look at that. So you might want this line on your chart, 001344. The horizontal up at top. I'm on a pretty small time frame. Might want to go to the 2 hour. You can see this. Okay, these two just make a box here. The bottom of the box here, the top of the box here. All right, and then these 3 EMAs, and that's really all you need to be on top of Bepro Price. And to be on top of it is, if you see the daily 10 be used as resistance, then that likely means that Bitcoin and most of crypto is also starting to break down as well. But if you see, so you got to put some salt on this. If you see Bepro go below this, but these 3 EMAs, the way Bitcoin's entered, so flip to the Bitcoin chart before you get bearish on Bepro. Oh, it's below this. Well, go to Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin still above his daily 10? Okay. Well, Bepro's getting ready to bounce back up above it because it's not going to go crazy down if Bitcoin's still above it, right? If Bitcoin's still okay, especially if Bitcoin gets above the weekly 10, then Bepro's going to get pulled up drastically. So you got to mix in the what Bitcoin price action is doing with the same EMAs. So you just literally flip charts. Right? And you can, so from this, you could have interpreted, because Bitcoin didn't break down below this, you would have known to be a buyer at that level because it's going back up above the same EMAs that Bitcoin's playing with. And that's it. Now, the way that this could break down also is if you get up here and Bitcoin only did a fake out at 25K, which is possible. I think it is one possible thing. A fake out is on the table. But that would mean, okay, so instead of guessing fake out, I would guess continuation. But when you flip that to say in hindsight that was a fake out, is the weekly 10 in red will be curving around. If you see Bepro pull back to the weekly 10, then use it as resistance, and then tick down a little bit, you know at that point, shit, this all was a fake out. It's coming back down, right? But at the exact moment Bepro's hitting the daily 89, I would not assume fake out. I would assume small pullback of some sort, right? And then I would be looking back and forth between the Bitcoin chart to see how Bitcoin is getting above 25K or not, and that should align with Bepro getting above the daily 89 or not. And then the true breakdown likely in that case would not happen until Bepro goes below the weekly 10 used as resistance and then starts its descent. It's going to descend pretty hard. It's going to come straight back down to 0013. And that is how to play the Bepro chart. Hopefully that was helpful. And I finally got you all Bepro video. Just got 10.5. Whoa, peace out. Happy weekend.